Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome one, welcome all. We are here for match 3 with the list that you see on screen. If you're interested in the details about the deck, go ahead and check out match 1. That's where you'll find all of that good stuff. But for now, let's just go ahead and jump straight into the match. We are currently 2-0, so starting off strong. And we're on the play again. I think I've been on the play every game for the last, at least the game ones, that is, of all of the matches I played in a league before this, and this league as well. So we're definitely high on variance here. Nah. This is gonna be Mulligan. This one looks like a keep. Yep, I like it. Don't love having the garrison. We could send the garrison back, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. That might be alright, although having an additional land to even a bounce land, to be able to leave a bounce land in play and still be able to keep one in hand and have access to it for these guys is not a bad prospect. It's kind of an odd choice, though, because I really want to keep all of these cards. I think I'm going to go ahead and send the garrison down and hope that we can top deck. Hope that we can top deck a land. By the time we cast this Explorer, we'll have drawn a card for turn and a card from the Explorer, so one of those two will hopefully be a land. Another bounce land would even be fine. But the garrison's not going to allow us to activate Castle Garenbrig. It's not going to allow us to cast these guys. Yeah, I don't know about that. Carlos Almeida. That's another familiar name for Magic Online for me. I'm really bad at recognizing the usernames based on what people play or like where I even saw them from, but I recognize Carlos Almeida for sure. Maybe I've just played against them in the past. Possible. Uh-oh. 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 No, take it back. That's not what I want to see. Thanks, Firefox. I appreciate the update. We'll play an Amulet. And we're gonna pick up the Growth Chamber here after the Explorer, I think, because we are just gonna need a bounce land in hand. As much as I hate to say it. Well, maybe not, though, because we're probably facing down a Blood Moon here. And if that's the case, I mean, we'd rather have an additional land in play. I'm just going to hope they don't have the Blood Moon and go with this line, because I think that's going to be our best chance to win. That is not what I was hoping for. We have this land drop, so we could say Summoner's Pact for a Grazer, play Growth Chamber, and have 3 mana. Play Azusa, play Growth Chamber 2 more times, but that would not allow us to actually cast a Titan this turn, sadly, so we just have to pass it back and hope they don't do anything relevant. We will have a Titan this upcoming turn, though, if I'm not mistaken. This doesn't look like nothing. Oh, that's practically nothing. I'm fine with this. Yeah, I'm very fine with this. Second Titan. Don't know how much that does. So, yeah, let's go ahead and play this once. We'll float a blue from it and use the green to cast a Grazer. Then we'll cast Azusa and play the Growth Chamber twice and activate Garenbrig and play Titan. So, we can go ahead and yield the Amulet since we only got one of them in play. Summoner's Pacting for Arboreal Grazer does not happen that often, but when it does, man, does it happen. Making sure we stack our triggers correctly here. Thank you, Azusa, for allowing this Garenbrig turn to work out. And thank you, opponent, for not just slamming a Blood Moon as fast as possible. And here we're going to activate Garenbrig and then pick up the Garenbrig so we have maximum amount of mana in play, I think. Hey, that's pretty cool that we got to Summoner's Pact for a Grazer. I always love doing that. We'll get the Garrison and the Stronghold here. The more I play this deck, the more it feels like Storm based on just the amount of game actions you take in one turn. And it's funny, because Storm is not a deck that I would consider playing, personally. Not that I have anything against Storm. Okay, here we can get 2 basic lands, or they can concede. Okay, I'll take that too. Never mind. I was going to say we could get 2 basic lands to potentially play around a Blood Moon and be able to pay for our Summoners Pact. And that was probably going to be the line. Although we would... No, we wouldn't even lose to a Pillage effect. So, yeah, that was going to be my plan there. But they did not want to have any more of it. They're like, this is a good enough matchup. Let's just move on to the next game. Because in these upcoming games, they will most likely be slamming some Blood Moons and winning because of it. Hate to say it, but it is the truth. Stirrings, I don't know how I feel about it. It does find basic forest, so maybe it's fine. From 1 grazer. From all these explorers. Get out of here. Our cards don't matter when they're all mountains. Azusa, despite being good there, dies to Stomp and Lightning Bolt. Not really the best fan of this card, and again, if all of our lands are mountains, then putting them all into play doesn't do anything other than ramp us to a Titan, but unless we have exactly 2 basic forests, that's not really going to work out, so... What else? I guess maybe this Pact of Negation can go, and this Bojuka Bog can go. I'm finally citing out Bojuka Bog in Game 2, instead of forgetting about it and maybe citing it out in Game 3. That's nice. That's nice. Let's see, what else? Do we need this many Dismembers and Beast Withins and Gusts? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, we're just going to draw a hand that's like Dismember, Beast Within, Aether Gust, Force of Vigor, and then not have any ramp and not have a Titan and just not get there. It does happen. And it's quite unfortunate. I think we can trim a Beast Within since we have 2 Gusts. I just don't want to be overboard on that effect. And we'll try it like this, I suppose. I don't love citing out a Grazer either, to be honest, but... I don't know. Y'all tell me, how do you think I should sideboard? Because I am completely confused. This hand seems like a keep. I mean, we have no outs to Blood Moon whatsoever, but we have a piece of ramp. We can try to find an Amulet or a basic land with this Ancient Stirrings. I think I'm probably going to play Grazer on 1, just so that if we happen to draw it, we can play like a Dryad on 2. I think that's the plan. Force of Vigor is fantastic. That is assuming that they don't just immediately slam a Magus. Some of these decks play Magus over Blood Moon. In fact, I would say most of them do. So, this Force of Vigor may not be doing a whole lot. We will see. We will see. That said, if they go for untapping a land enchanted with the Utopia Sprawl, then I might be willing to force the land in response. Hey, that's one we can force. I don't know that we need to force it now, though. We actually get a little bit of value out of it if we play our Simic Growth Chamber. It will stop us from playing this Ancient Stirrings, but... I mean... Now we can wait 1 turn. This also plays around a 2nd Blood Moon, I suppose. Alright, we'll play this and pass it back. I mean, if we force, we were going to be pitching Ancient Stirrings anyway, so... maybe waiting was not the best idea. We'll see, we'll see. This lets us play a Growth Chamber out without having to bounce a land, though. Is it too greedy? Maybe. Maybe. No clue on that one. 2nd Blood Moon. Clothis. Okay. Can't kill Clothis. That one's indestructible. I think we are going to go ahead and force this on their incept so we can play Tracker and get a clue out of it. So... yeah, just the Blood Moon. I mean, we could target Clothis as well, but... Anyways, Dismember's not terrible. We're saving that one for a Magus of the Moon, though. So, what we want to do is play our Tracker here. It doesn't matter what color we leave floating. And then we'll play Sunhome, I suppose. And we have the option of holding up Dismember or cracking Clue immediately. If we hold up Dismember and they play a Magus immediately, or like something like a Glory Bringer even, to try to kill the tracker, then we can dismember and then untap and slam a Titan, but we don't get the extra card out of the clue. I think that's going to end up being better than just drawing a card here, so... I mean, it literally tells our opponent, as if I was speaking to them directly, that we have a Dismember, since we had a mana floating there and we didn't crack the clue. So they know it, but there's not much they can do about it. 2 damage to target creature. Okay. What's the other side of this? This is dead and gone, right? Well, we'll see when it goes to the graveyard, I think. Yep, so dead is the shock, and gone is a return target creature you don't control to its owner's hand. Interesting. For 3 mana. That's an unusual one. And they've got nothing. Okay. Well, we're slamming Primeval Titan. That is for sure. And I don't know if we should be searching for basic lands here or not. Because it plays around a second Blood Moon. But if their second Blood Moon effect is a Magus, we've got that doubly covered. So I kind of want to ignore the possibility of a Blood Moon. If they play a Blood Moon, then we're keeping our Titan in play anyways. So it might be fine to not play around it. In which case, maybe a Boros Garrison and something else, like a Talari West, would be good. I'm going to go for that line. If they have a second Blood Moon, then we'll just attack and get 2 basics and move on with our life. Man, they must have actual nothing. They're getting rid of our poor tireless tracker. I mean, he wasn't doing much for us in the graveyard, but I still liked him being there. He was my good friend, you know? He was just hanging out with us. Ooh, Amulet is pretty interesting here. So let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. So we're not quite at the point of casting a second Titan this turn. We already have Sunhome mana up. I don't know how much it matters to get this Amulet into play, but I guess we might as well go ahead and play it. This way we can search for a Valakut. Actually, I don't know if that's what we want to do. I think maybe double striking Titan is going to be a good choice to try to put them on a faster clock. But we can do that regardless. The question is, what is the 2 lands that we're searching for? Are they bouncing our Primeval Titan? I would love that. Yeah, sure. We'll recast that bad boy. Guess who's back? Back again. We'll leave a blue floating, I guess, and this way we can transmute a Talari West immediately. If we want to. Again, we could try to play around the Blood Moon effect here. Possibly transmuting is going to be better, though. We can get basic Forest and transmute Talari West off of a Growth Chamber, and then hold up a Summoner's Pact to get Reclamation Sage if we need to, and if we don't, then just Titan them. So I think that's going to be fine. We'll get a Snow Forest since they're playing a regular Forest. Here's a Growth Chamber. So it's probably a good thing that we played the Amulet, although, in all honesty, we could have played it before we played the Titan instead, and that would have been just fine. And here we'll pick up the other Growth Chamber, I suppose. We'll transmute this for a Summoner's Pact. And we do get to play a land this turn, actually. So we could Pact 4 and play a 3-drop immediately. Instead, though, I'm going to play this and crack our clue. And then pick up a bounce land again, I think. Another Amulet is interesting. Yeah, we're not playing that just yet, though. We'd rather hold up Dismember, I think. This may be the cleanest sweep against red-green Ponza that I've ever had. This Clothis needs a few more turns to do its work. Utopia Sprawl, that is fine. That is A-okay with me. Yeah, balancing a Primeval Titan will not often work out. Sorry to tell you, opponent. Here's an Amulet. And I guess we're getting another Titan. If we go for another Titan, then we can't Sunhome. Well, I mean, we could Vesuva copying Sunhome and then use the other Titan attack trigger to get Slesnia and a Gruul, and that would be fine. Yeah, let's go with this. They have no cards, so... Well, we also could play the Growth Chamber instead, and that way we don't have to tap the Sunhome in the first place. There's no reason... Oh, wait. Man, I did not mean to yield through both of those. I keep forgetting after I play second Amulet, I need to cancel the yields, but it's no big deal. This way we can tap like this, I suppose. We'll pick up a bounce land. We'll Summoner's Pact. We'll get a Titan. We'll play a Titan. And here we can get we definitely need to get the Stronghold. And then the other land doesn't matter. Let's just get Field the Dead, I suppose. So we'll yield to these. We'll untap 1, untap 2. We're going to go ahead. Okay, and they concede. Alright, well, that was a surprisingly straightforward match against Red-Green. I don't know, maybe it was because I decided to get the extra value out of that Simic Growth Chamber by not forcing the Blood Moon immediately. Who knows? That could be possible, actually. I'm saying that facetiously, but... Anyways, yeah. I mean, that was pretty good. That was pretty straightforward. And obviously choosing not to play around a second Blood Moon was the best line. Yeah. Well, if you liked what you saw, learned something from it, maybe, got some enjoyment out of it, show your support, like, subscribe, all that stuff does help the channel. Although I'm mainly just doing this for fun anyway, so I couldn't care less about my subscriber count. But yeah, I will see you guys for match 4. Currently 3-0. I'm just saying, that's a good start. That's a good start. Alright, see you guys. This is Red Face Menace, signing off.